don't trust this thing. Start out at like 40. These are supposed to be 55. I'm in a hurry because it's Monday and I ain't had a cameraman all weekend, a camera woman. Bringing this ring gear up, you just want to do it back and forth until you get it up. These come with red Loctite, but I'm not putting them on there because if I break the carrier, I want to be able to get my ring gear back if it's usable. Y'all can put the Loctite on yours if you want to. 55. Remember, these are reverse threads, so be easy on your torque wrench because it's not used to working that way. Mine ain't. Crisscross, same way you would a cylinder head. You don't want to over tighten these either because it will distort the gear. I think the gear setup stuff with the paint and all might not have made too much sense. I ain't even reviewed it yet. But I didn't have anybody to film me and I was trying to do it by myself and that don't work too good. I'll watch your sore fingers on this deal. Look out here. These are your threaded inserts. You can get it pretty close without even having the caps on. That way you ain't got to keep running your socket into the axle tube. That's your end play. I mean your backlash. Just I'm tightening this threaded insert on this side. See, it's already got tight, so we need to go back on this side. Well, you need to learn how to do this. That way you can do it for me.
No.
Make sure it's in there straight. Alright. Now you can back off that one, tighten this one till you about got it. Alright, let's set up our deal. Put your dial indicator right on the face of that tooth where it's not binding or anything. You have to get over here probably like that. Turn it on. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
We got like 20 thousandths. So you want to take this side in, move this side out. About 15. 0, where you can see what you got. Okay, we're at 11. Just moving the ring gear in closer to the pinion. We already got our, we know it's cutting right, so now all we got to do is get the backlash right. I didn't show y'all on the preload either, which was very important, but I missed it. But look, I want to show y'all that real quick. This is what it's going to take. Pipe like that, something holding the yoke, and then another big pipe. Get a ratchet like this and like this. That's how much it takes. It's like 220 foot-pounds. You're not going to do it with an impact gun. You don't want to do it that way anyway. But what you want to do is, this yoke, when you first put the nut on there, it's going to be blah, 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 back and forth on your crush sleeve before it starts crushing it. You want to crush it down till you got no movement whatsoever. And then very gingerly, I'm talking a quarter turn at a time, tighten it, as this is going to get tight on you. Then take an 8mm wrench and an inch pounds, screw one of your cap bolts in here and inch pound it. I put this one at 30 inch pounds. It's just be like 22, but 30 would be good. You're not going to get it exact. You're going to have to get to a point where you're like, alright, that's good. If I go any further, it's going to be too tight. Because it's not easy just to crush that sleeve. You crush it till it's touching, and then give it like a quarter turn. When you run out of play on your yoke, when your pinion's not moving up and down, you just give it a little quarter turn and then check it. And keep doing that till you get it right. If you get it too tight, you have to go back. That's the tool. That's a socket off of the axle nut in the front, is what that is. And let me find my damn tool. Go get my wrench. I'll be right back. Can you see this? When you set it up by hand, you got to preload this carrier with these these load nuts. It's gonna move on you, so you got to watch it when you tighten it up. See what it's doing. Okay, it's 9. Go to the other side. You want to get it between 6 and 10. I'm going to try to get it at around 7. If you set it up right by hand, you ain't got to do this part but a couple times. Okay. It's at 8. It's 6 to 10 and it's at 8. I'm gonna move it to 7. You could leave it right there and it would be fine. But I want to get a little bit less. But on that preload, you got to get that right. So, but be careful doing it, because you get it too tight and it's gonna burn the bearings up. Stick to the 22 inch pounds. If you go up to about 30, it's fine, but if you go any more than that, it's going to burn up on you before it breaks in. And if you think you got a little too tight, run it like on jack stands for a few minutes and then let it cool off, and then do that again until it gets where it ain't getting hot on you. You'll see it in the temperature. What's that say? 6.5. That's what I'm talking about. There's 7. Alright. anyway, put the axles in and she'll be done. But this is very important when you do your preload. You just got to be slow with it and patient. And if you crush it too much and it gets too tight on you, you can put a shim in it, take it all back apart, put a shim in there, and then go at it again and just be slow with it. But this is very important. 22 inch pounds to 30 inch pound. Set this between 6 and 10. Dang, your phone picks it up way better than mine.
I have a better phone.
Holy crap, mine couldn't even hardly see it. 6 to 10, probably around 7 to 8 would probably where I'd put it at. And this locker's a whole nother subject. I don't know much about this, so I gotta figure it out. So anyway, there you go. Rear end from hell. When you torque your cat bolts, you want to check it again. Be careful putting your caps on. Make sure your threads are lined up with these too. If you put your caps down on finger tight and they don't want to turn, you need to figure out why. Alright. Right at 6 now. 6.5. You don't want it any tighter than that, but the tighter you get it, the more tooth you're grabbing, but you can't get it too tight because it'll roar or get too hot up down. It'd be hitting in the root. So you want to keep it. That's 6.5. That's within spec. That's the tight side too. Alright guys, there you go. Later. She's done. Let me show you this locker. It's gonna be noisy. Anyway, now y'all put your rear ends, if you do this and you put your rear end in and you drive it down the road and it makes noise, it starts howling or howling when you let off of it, making any kind of noise, you got to come back, take it back out, or tear it back down in the Jeep and see what's going on with it. Either the pinion depth ain't right or your backlash ain't right, or something's got loose on you. But you know, I've had some rear ends make noise on me and I have to go back into them, and then I have some that just go forever, you know. But they gotta do the same thing they do when they build one. They go drive it, see how it does, and come back and look at your cut pattern again and see what it's doing. And But don't try to rev it up and shift through the gears with it jacked up off the ground, because there ain't no preload on it. There's no load on the gear, and it'll want to do funny stuff to you and freak you out. You got to drive it. It's got to be a load on it, weight on it. Okay, and that's the end of this video. Finally, sorry it took a few days, but I stripped on time, and I come home today from work, made one video and put it in. So now I'll get the front together. Not positive I'm gonna shoot a video on that because it just takes too long to do that. I want to get back on the trails. We got a January 14th. We're supposed to all go to Hard Rock in Ocala, and I'm running out of days, so I got to get this thing bump stopped out and get the front diff built and all that stuff. I might film it, I might not, I don't know yet, but it just takes me a long time to film it. When I film it, I'm probably gonna just do it under there. That's what I usually do, just build it up under the Jeep. The rear ends can be finicky because it's always under load and it's always going. It's got to be right. The front end's a little bit more forgiving, but the rear end's not. If you drive it and it starts making noise on you, you just gonna have to pull it back out and see what's going on with it, and compare it to your old gear and see what's going on. You should have a little tiny bit of a bite there in the front where it's missing, and a little bit in the back. You know, it should be in there somewhere, that pattern. But anyway, you guys take it easy, and good luck if you try to pull it off. And if I can answer any questions for you while you're doing it, I can do that. Just send me a message on Rusty411 or the Facebook group I'm going to start here pretty soon, and y'all take it easy.